everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 5. This is the 5th one of these challenges, and each week I draw 2 prompts out of my little paper bag. All the prompts are in the bag from the beginning. You can see them in there. I just write down, you know, this one is random, so different random words that will be the prompts to be drawn out, 2 a week for 25 weeks. After 25 weeks, you'll have 50 pieces of ephemera if you know, do it every week. So the idea is that I draw a prompt and then you use that prompt. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. You use that prompt to make a piece of ephemera. So last week, for example, we had number 17 was favorite book character I drew, which is obviously more than one word, but you get what I'm saying. And so my favorite book character is Sacagawea. So I have Sacagawea here. And then this was just a piece of dyed paper. And I added one of my watercolors from last summer that I did. There's a feather here and that feather. So yeah, that's what I did for that one. And then superhero, I did our military. That's what I consider superheroes, is the brave men and women in our military. And this one was made out of an old vintage envelope, as you can see here. And if I used this one in a journal, I would not cover the back, because that way you could see the back. The front was a lot of stuff that, I don't know, I didn't mind covering. So I covered it with some of my grungy, no, this was patriotic I used in the background there. And then this image I just found online. So anyways, but you pull it out and it's a nice little secret writing spot. I don't know why that doesn't want to tuck back in there. There's that little tiny lip from this flap right here, and it gets caught up on that. Just kind of a stinker. All right, so this week for, what are we on, 19 and 20? Oh my goodness. I'm going to draw out one, try to get one. So for 19, I have favorite childhood toy, and that can be whatever you like. It, like, say it's a doll. You can do any doll. It doesn't have, you don't have to go looking for pictures of a specific doll unless that's what you want to do. But just don't get in too deep with the prompts. Just make it easy and fun. It's meant to be fun. It's just a prompt. It just gives you something to get started, basically. Okay, and then number 20. Oh, I got 2 there. Just want one. Number 20 will be best friend. Whatever, however you want to represent that. Like you could do a vintage image of 2 kids playing together or something like that, and that could represent best friend. It can be an actual picture of your best friend if that's what you want to do. Interpret it the way you want to. All right, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So the first one we're going to do is the best, or no, we're not doing that one. My goodness. Favorite childhood toy. So I've done one before with strawberry shortcake dolls. Those were kind of my favorite, but since I've already done that for a different, it was a different 50 stack challenge, but I don't want to do it again. So anyways, paper dolls. That was another huge favorite of mine. I absolutely loved paper dolls. And I got these ones from TinTeddy.com on Etsy. So that's, I don't know if they have a website. I bought these on Etsy. So if you go to Etsy, just put in the TinTeddy is all you would need. So, and that's their Edwardian paper dolls. All right, so I got those, got them cut out so you guys wouldn't have to be tortured and watch me do that. And I'm going to use these book pages, and these are ones that are still attached. I just, you know, clipped the strings, the signature strings, and lifted them out of the book. So there's a couple of pages, and they're not even in any kind of order. They're just whatever I grabbed. So how are you guys? I hope that you're doing fantastic. I want to say hugs and blessings to Betty Ann, Diana, and Mary. Thank you guys so much for all your kind comments and always joining me and just being wonderful. So thank you. And also a huge super thanks to Tamara. I really appreciate you. Very kind of you to leave me a tip. I don't know what else to call those for when people leave them. So thank you so much. That was super kind and generous. And I want to say welcome to new subscribers and welcome back to those of you who have followed me for a while. Sorry, I was doing that mental thing of how do I want to do this exactly. So I'm going to leave a little bit of the extra because these girls are fairly tall. So if I tear it too short, because you can see I already started one here and they're too tall for it. So we're going to make a book page pocket for them to hang out in. So that's what I'm doing with my paper dolls. So just kind of hanging out, got my room a little bit cleaned up. It was just getting out of control, as they do, my craft room, because we're always searching for something that we want to use for something in particular, and therefore things get a mess. And I don't want to put everything away every time because then I just have to dig it back out again. And that takes time. It's always about the time. Now, if I have to leave a little for glue, you see. I don't really want the honeybee up there. That's just the name of the book. I just want to take it off. All right, so I have 4 pages. But you know, we're gonna turn it into a pocket, and I think that that'll be an okay size. I could have just used my mat. I always forget to use my mat. 4.5's good, yeah. 4.5, but I'll do the height too, just so you guys can. I mean, obviously you can do this any size. 6.25. That was pretty lucky that I got it pretty dead on there. And what I want is a pocket for the dolls to go in. And then I want a pocket for their dresses. And then just a little pocket for their hats. So what I think I'm going to do is, and I want to kind of be able to see them because they're cute. So I might come up here. Yeah, that'll work. To do the pocket, actually I'll tear it. So right at this line, this is a great thing to do with, book page, because those lines of text help give you a spot to tear, which is always fabulous. So that'll be the main pocket. And this piece, these extra bits, I guess I can take that one off. I don't really need it. Some of it I'm going to leave to double the thickness, you know, of the book page, because this is pretty fragile old book page. So that would be one pocket, and then a second pocket I could do about there. And you could do this any number of ways, whatever works best for you. I'm just making it up, basically. Oopsie. Oh well, it's okay. And I think that one's gonna stay because that's gonna be our top pocket, middle pocket, bottom pocket. I think I'm just gonna add another piece like this onto here to be the bottom pocket. But I'm gonna glue it together so that it's sturdy. We'll see if this works. You could just take one sheet of paper and add other pockets to it. I mean, this is nothing super complex. I'm probably doing it more complex than I should, but okay. And I want to back those. I'm not sure why I was thinking I needed another one. I just need pieces to back it with. So let's tear this apart. So the smart thing probably would be to just back your page before you tear it at all. Genius, right? So I'll just back that with some extra book page. And I don't mind if it sticks up in different layers because I like that look. But you, oh, well. Smart, Amy. So I'll have to put that back on. I will just glue these together, and then I will just take another piece and make a little hinge. It'll be fine because it's just going to be a pocket. And then I'm going to cover that piece too. I kind of want this torn edge thing, obviously. I'm sure you're discovering that. That's what the goal is with doing it this way. We've been doing yard work and trimming the tree outside this morning and stuff because it's gotten a bit cooler, which is fabulous. It's not going to last, but we're enjoying it while it's here because it's great for getting some yard work done. So that's what we did all morning. And then I was like, I just need to do my video. And that. And then this is the double one that'll go down here. So what we're going to do, this up here needs a little extra too. I'm going to open this and put another piece in here just to thicken that up. I think that's why I was thinking I needed more. More of it. Sorry if this was confusing. I went in all directions. That probably made it more confusing. But like I said, you could just take a plain piece of scrapbook paper and add, 3 pockets is basically your goal at the end. The book page thing is just that I like the look, I like the color, and I'm just trying to thicken it up a little bit. So then we got to put this one back up here. Oh, that's the bottom pocket. I was like, it was on here, so it should work. I'm going to add a little hinge with another piece. And I'm not really worried a whole lot about the way it looks because a lot of it's going to get covered up. This is just our bones. I'll leave some so you can see it, but this is kind of a cool paper. It's that real sort of cottony type paper. It's not rag paper, but it's very, I don't know, I like the feel of that paper. Then I'm going to do some thumb notches. Where's my, oopsie, sorry, that was probably rattle your brains. I'm notching this one, and I'll ink it, and that'll help you see what in the world I'm even doing. There is a method, I promise. That looks like, I kind of want to sort of mark where I'm going with this because it looks different when you're using the punch, you know what I mean? Oh, and so what I was saying is all the dogs are going bonkos out there this morning because people are doing yard work. I'm going to mark this one too before I put it on. And this one is, it's either going to be backwards or upside down, so I'm just going to have it this way because you may see some of it. So I'm sure I did that much more difficult than it needed to be, but just how it goes sometimes. When crafting on the fly, I mean, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, I just didn't prepare any of it yet. Yeah, so it's been a barkity bark bark day outside. I kind of really made that crooked, didn't I? I didn't realize until I'm sitting here looking at it. Oops. A barkity bark bark day. All right, so that one will go on there. All right, so now you can see it a little bit better. I should decorate it first, but I will go ahead and, because I think I'll just add some little bits. I'm not gonna, yeah. So we make a pocket, which we all know how to do. Just, you know, glue 3 sides. I did want it to have that kind of old look. That's why I wanted the torn paper and all that. So that one will go down here. And this one will get 2 sides because it's attached already over here. Just try to line it up right, so hopefully it's not all crooked and crazy. And then this one's just gonna get, oh, you know what? I'm such a dork. I really am, you guys. Well, I'm gonna kind of tuck it underneath here as much as I possibly can, because you're gonna kind of be able to see whatever's going in and out of that. Is that going to be a problem? It's more like a belly band, the top one. Huh, that works. And then the dresses go in this one. Of course, you could have a dress on them too, but then they're little hats. Like if you cut them all out. I didn't cut them all out, so. But that's the kind of thing I'm going for, right? Okay. Now, another thing, if you aren't a goofball like me, you can fix that if you did something like that by not gluing the sides, decorate it, bring that piece of paper down in there. But I goofed it up, but it'll work fine. It's fine. I'll just make this piece tuck down under there a little bit more, and it'll be fine. So this is my Grungy fabric digital, and it's a little big, but I like the colors in it for this, so I'm just going with it. I might kind of try to get that pink flower for this part right here, and then after that I probably won't worry a whole lot about where the flowers end up. Yeah, you know, think it through before you actually make the thing. That's always good advice. But that's not a lot of fun, so, you know. I do all the goofy things. I'm going to tear it just a little bit more. Kind of want it to slide down into that pocket just a bit, if it can. So this is why I'm saying if you make your, figure out how you want to do it, decorate it all up, then glue down your pockets. It turns out better. But you can live and learn through my mistakes. It all gets there eventually. So if you make your own pockets crazy like I do, then, you know, the cool thing about junk journaling is that you can usually find ways to make it all work, and it's fine. It might take you longer, but who's counting? It's just a little janky. No biggie. Just a little janky. Okay, there's the pink, which I like, and I want a little blue. Bit blue. The problem is these flowers are enormous. Enormous. And that's not quite long enough. I could have it over here though and kind of have that like that. I do like that. And I think I'm gonna tear this. Like I said, some spots you might see the book page, some spots you might not. Now, can I tuck this down here just a bit? Like, it's not going to cover all of my sins. But I think I could do something like that. And just not glue across the bottom. This needs to be messed up. This is going to be a very rustic pocket. How's that? I know there's people out there going, why didn't you just do it this way? I don't know. Because I'm a dingling, that's why. Oops, and I just glued the whole bottom. Maybe I should just scratch and start over. You know what I'm saying? Thinking maybe I should. Okay, that solves that problem. Now let's make sure we're not stuck. Okay, good, good. And I kind of like that with the way it is, so that's how I'm doing it. That's how it's gonna be. I do like this big blue flower, but it just isn't gonna fit any a which away. That's the only thing when you get the big prints, it's really hard. Let's see if we can get, this one has some smaller. Will it look weird with this? I think this one's better as far as colors go, but the flowers are huge still. Let's try to get these. Yes, this is one of the Grungy fabric digitals. And I'm not sure, I think it might be the first one actually. Okay, we can't be precious about saving all the flowers because it's not going to happen. Just tear it off. And this one, it doesn't matter. I can glue the whole thing because it'll it's not opened at the back. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, I loved paper dolls. Weirdly, I know. I mean, not weirdly, because a lot of kids liked paper dolls, but I really liked cutting them out. Like, that was almost more of the fun than anything. I don't know why, but I did. I loved it. I love cutting them out and just seeing all those little pieces come to life, basically. I loved Dolly Dingle paper dolls. I remember one summer at my grandma's, because she lived far from where I grew up, I think I spent a majority of my visit with her cutting paper dolls. She bought me some at the beginning of the trip, and I don't know, I just sat and cut out paper dolls. Oh, and swam. Yeah, she had a pool in where she lived. And that was fabulous because I was big into that. You know what? I might just let that stick up. I kind of like that. Since we're going with the whole janky thing, let's just go with it. That'd be some if he just coughed, but if you hear him. Now he closed the windows and got the dogs barking again. Neither one of us has ever had a dog, so we don't know how you deal with the dog thing. I was like, I know that's weird because most people do, but neither one of us has ever had a dog. Quite odd, I know. I do like the colors. Oh, that edge I didn't tear either. My goodness. Am I even here today? I feel like I'm not all discombobulated. Oh, it's so nice out though. It's like, it's supposed to rain. I don't know if it's going to, but it cooled off. It's like in the 70s, low 70s, and it's fabulous. I wish it was going to stay that way forevermore, but I know that's wishful thinking. So my little gals will go in here. And their little hats. I feel like I need to do more to it, but I'm thinking. I think this is fun because you could take these out and write on them, you know, in your journal. They're like little note cards or whatever. I mean, of course, you can put them on the dolls too. And I might do that, like glue one of them onto the doll. But I think this is fun. A fun little thing for paper dolls. Let's see, what else do we want to put on there? Anything? I don't know if any of these really go. I mean, yellow wouldn't be bad. I wonder if I cut this red one out, if I can put it on there. Probably what got me going with fussy cutting was all the paper dolls that I cut out so many years ago. The other thing is my grandmother used to have this tall set of drawers by her front door, and it had, you know, the real skinny drawers. They were only like maybe that deep, and it was full of all kinds of gloves, and I just loved those gloves. All different kinds, you know, the old fancy high like elbow gloves, the short gloves. Some of them really fancy with like beads. Other ones just plain. I don't know. I just loved that. Messing around with all those gloves in there. And she just had like a little 2-bedroom apartment, but those came from some point in olden times. I'm sure some of them obviously were hers too, but by the time I was around in the early 80s, you know, people weren't wearing gloves anymore. Late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, I think I'll put that there, and then I need maybe a saying or something. Oh, wonderful moments. That's kind of perfect. Because those were wonderful moments, right? That's from the tea, that tea digital I used to make those tea bags for the, I saw it in Somerset Studio magazine. So sorry this pocket was so rough. You can see it is clearly not a very difficult pocket, but for some reason I made it quite difficult. I'm good at that though. Vintage tea is what that was called. There's some on the back of that. So there we are with a favorite childhood toy. All right, and I could add some lace to that. I don't know where I want to put it though, so I think it's good for now. And then best friend. Well, I could have done my best friend, my friend Michelle, who I have known since we were 6, but I decided to kind of go a different route because it's something that I want to use in my grungy journal. So we're going to get a little grungy. And you'll see in a minute what I'm going to do. First, I want to stamp a little bit on here and get that grungied up a little bit. And I'm going to put it on that guest check because that guest check was already in one of the pockets for that journal. Sorry, I don't know. They're not my dogs. I didn't do it. I know I'm one of the only people I've ever known that hasn't ever had a dog, but haven't. Okay, that's gonna get covered, so I'm not really worried. I just wanted a little something on there, back there. Put some wild honey, just a little yeek. These I always get too much stuff. Always. Let's see, I want a green one. Sorry for reaching across you there. This one's peeled paint. And I put the water on so that oxidize, because, you know, that's kind of the whole point. And now I've got it all over me because I never clean them. Okay, we're going to have to let that dry. So while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and ink this. That's just out of my little number book. Some of the colors oxidize so much cooler than other ones. I mean, they're all great colors. It's just interesting to see how some of them oxidize and some don't a whole lot. This is just from the paper of my Grungy Butterflies and Wildflowers digital. I just liked the flower. And then Best Friend. This little girl with her cat. And I love how her leg is up over here and the cat's over her leg. It's hard to see because that's an old photo. But, and obviously this is just a copy, or I found this on Pinterest, so it's not mine. But it's adorable. Those are probably first best friends of mine. I always had cats. All right, I'm going to pause and get this dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I went ahead and added some to this, too, since I was at it. I might as well, but isn't that cool? And the interesting part is, well, this is bag from, I think that was HelloFresh. But anyway, so it's a different material than this, obviously. But this green and this green are the same color, the peeling paint. So it's interesting to see on the different paper how it reacts. And then this is that cicada wing. It's called cicada wing paper, and I've had loads of questions about it. It's really almost just a tissue paper, but my friend Betty Ann sent me this. So sweet of you, Betty Ann. Thank you, because I love the color of it. She got this on Temu. I've ordered some cicada wing paper, and I don't know if it's different than this. I'll see when it gets here. And I got it so that maybe I could put some in the shop because I've had so many questions on it. So I think they just call it that because it's hard to tell on camera, but it's like you can see through it. So, and it kind of has a little bit of a texture on one side. So I think that's why they call it cicada wing paper. And it's a Japanese calligraphy paper is what the deal is with that. Other than that, I don't know. All I know is it's cool and I like it. So that's what we're going to use. So we're going to put our, I probably should put a little color on. Well, I guess it's coffee dyed, so it's got as much color as it's going to get. I'm going to tear just a tiny bit more off of this. I thought I had it the right size, but somehow you never do. Probably because I got it wet and it flattened out a little bit more. But I loved these HelloFresh bags. I don't get them anymore because we're doing a different food thing, but they're so cool to use because they're nice and thin and a good color of craft. So anyhow, I'll be sad when they're all gone. But I do like them. So yeah, sorry I was so discombobulated when I started today. I don't know what that is sometimes. It's like it takes me a while to get in my groove. I guess a lot of days I'm already working on stuff, so I've already gotten warmed up, if you want to call it that. And today I just kind of jumped in and, you know, started. And it always takes me a bit to get myself together. So thanks for sticking in there with me if you made it through the paper doll one. Just goes to show that we all have our moments of Well, you guys know if you've been watching me for any amount of time. I do get all goofy sometimes. No particular reason. This all the way, because I want to see, you know, some of this background stuff. I kind of like the idea of some of these being like stuck down, rolled down. I know there's glue on them now, so that wasn't really smart, but they're going to stick. And get it squashed as much as possible. Put a little ink on there. That'll get the glue not to be as sticky. It's kind of like adding baby powder. And then I'm going to put my flowers. Yeah, so in the grungy butterflies and wildflowers, there's all the flowers and stuff, butterflies that you can cut out, but then there are some pages too that you can use in your journals or whatever that are kind of fun with some wildflowers on them and some butterflies. And these aren't super intricate. I did add some ink on there too, as you can see, splotches. Flowers, so they're pretty easy to cut out. I'm gonna put our kitty cat and our little girl. So cute. So cute. On there. I did print this on cardstock, so. I even had a cat. He was the coolest cat I ever had. Oh, I want to put some of that cicada wing on there. He would let me dress him in baby's clothes. He would sit in, I had one of those old baby doll buggies, the old-fashioned style. I think it was my mom's. But anyway, I'd put him in there and walk around the house with him in there. So I guess in some ways you could say also my favorite toy. I know animals are not toys, but I'm just saying. I spent time playing with the cat like it was a doll. And he was fine with it. He was the coolest cat I ever had. But, and I love Pasha, but Pasha would not tolerate that for 2 milliseconds. But anyways, it was so sad. He got caught in a fence or something. We don't know. He was gone for a long time. And we looked and looked and looked and looked for him. We thought he was gone. And then he came home one day, but he was dragging his back legs. He had broken his back somehow. It was awful. I was traumatized by that whole thing because I wanted my dad to do something to make the cat better, and no. Obviously, I mean, nothing my dad could do. Took him to the vet, but they put him to sleep, you know. I don't know what happened. I had 2 of these pieces. Oh my goodness. And it was a friendship quote. But it fell, and I don't see it anywhere. So let me see if I can find another one. In my paper stack that's here for today. Because we always got to have our papers. Oh, we'll do this one. A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart. I want to cut it there. Yeah, I know that's a horrible story, and you're probably like, why in the world did you tell us that? But he was the coolest cat. His name was Thumper. He just was so chill. Oh my gosh, he was chill. Yeah, I would even put the little baby bonnets on him. Because I had, or my sister had a bigger doll in baby clothes. And the bonnet thing fit on him and everything. Oh my gosh, it was funny. But he wouldn't, like, you didn't have to hold him down, or it wasn't anything like that. He just was like, whatever. You're paying attention to me, I don't care. He just was fine with it. Okay, friend is someone who knows the song in your heart. So there is my best friend one. And then, okay, I decided to come back on and show you because I stitched around these. So I just stitched around the photo. I didn't stitch around the whole thing, but there's that one. And then the paper dolls, I stitched just around the pocket. So this would get glued all the way onto a page, and then you could have it as a tuck or whatever. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy making something fun yourself. I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.